What's up, my people? It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader, coming from Houston, Texas. Guys, today we're going to look at US 30. We're going to look at NASDAQ. We're going to look at gold. We're going to look at Bitcoin. And we're going to look at Solana. Okay, guys, remember, this is just for training. This is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, please go see a financial advisor. Shout out again to the Bored Ape Solana crew. What's up, my boys there? Shout out to Bit Dogs and Bitcoin Trumps and all the guys on X who were coming on board this trading journey with me. So thank you guys very much for being here with me. Let's take a look at these charts. Let's show the screen. Let's show this one right here. Okay, guys, let's just do the crypto first. I know we normally do crypto last. We'll do crypto first today, guys. Okay. So I'm looking at let's look at Bitcoin on the daily. All right, and then we can jump into a little bit lower. All right, so on the daily, let's just remove all this stuff. Let's just take it easy. Okay, so we see obviously Bitcoin is very bullish, right? The whole world knows it. We had a three push Elliott wave down, one, two, three, as far as correction is concerned, and that correction got right into this little kissing candle, trap candle, if you will, and then we saw an internal break of structure, change of character here, or actually the change of character, and then really break of structure here. So I think we're back on the bulls again, down, up, setting a double top here, which is also a top here, which is also a top here. So there's a lot of liquidity sitting up here. I'd like to see this Bitcoin come in and break all these highs. Okay. Now look on the same side. Look at all this liquidity here at this wick. Let's just zoom in so we can take a better look at these candles. All right. So look at all these wicks, all this stuff. The market then Elliott waved right back down to clear out all this stuff, right? And so if we look at this bottom of this wick here, it's really close to the bottom of this wick. That is liquidity that's setting up to get taken later on. So if we're going to leave this wick here and we're going to leave this wick here with this big engulfing candle and we have this sell candle that's virgin down here, it has not been touched. I can expect Bitcoin to eventually come back down here and grab this candle, 62,000 range, right? So we can get into buys and hopefully these buys take us to all-time highs, of course. But are we holding our breath for that? No, not really. We're thinking it's going to retrace, retest this order block here, maybe even take this to wicks as liquidity, which gets us up into this last buy candle for another push down. Because then, if we really look at that Elliott wave, one wave, two wave, three wave, get us to where we really think it's going to buy up right there. Okay, so that's what we're thinking. So that's on the daily. Okay, so also on the daily, now that we have all of our drawings brought back up, you see this area here what I consider support. Let's delete this. Um, support, 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 breakthrough, support, support, broke through here. Now it's resistance. Okay. So I just have that in mind. All right. And if we fib this top to bottom, that's a 61.8. Um, let's come down to the 4 hour. I like to trade these stuff on a bigger time frame, or at least know where the stuff is at on a bigger time frame. So if we come down to the 4 hour, we can see, let's actually move this over to there. So basically, my fib now is from the bottom to the top. This is the last move, right? I'm not really counting this move because I want to see what this in this kind of like internal structure, if you will. The 236 is being supported here or being respected here, here, there, and there. The 38.2, as you can see, is being respected really nice all the way through this, close below. Yeah, a little bit of consolidation around it, but look how it's good support here. Okay. Again, this is letting us know that our fib is pretty much in the right area. Look at how the 50% reacts. It's reacting. Candles reacting right on it. Kind of a little sloppy through there, but it's being respected here, and we got the kissing candles there on it. 61.8 is exactly, look, guys, exactly where I said that support and resistance area was. Support, 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 resistance, da da da. You got it, right? 78.6 here respected. I got a little dip below, but pretty much respecting the area at least. So this is our buy zone, which is what we tapped into. I really like how this candle closed below the 88.6. I mean, wicked below it, excuse me, and closed right above it, right? That's indicating to me that's a buy. Now, I wasn't watching Bitcoin at the time because, I'm not a huge Bitcoin trader. Perhaps I'll start getting into it more, but that is a green buy flag for me. Like, yo, look at the wick and the close above. Yo, dude, buy. Also, if we really want to chop this up, You guys know that I like measuring the second leg of the Elliott wave. Wrong tool. Fibonacci. Fibbo that second leg, and look where the 236 extension is for TP, right where it turned around, guys. So we could have, if I was paying attention like we were doing on Solana at the 140, we could have sniped that entry with only a few pennies of drawdown and it turned right around. Okay. This is the power of the second leg, right? Elliott wave, one, retracement, two, retracement, three. Now, also, this is also the power of the second leg. So then if this second leg, we see it come down, we draw the Fibonacci. Guys, where are we entering? We're looking to enter here on the 78.6 is our sell zone. And if it's oversold, or in this particular case, overbought, and which it was. We could have, if we were taking that trade and we were paying attention to Bitcoin, we could have very well, again, wrong tool, we could have very well sat on that 88.6, taken that, gone into just a little bit of drawdown, and then smashed that for TP extension. It would have been a perfect trade. And then we would have got right out of that and went right back into buys. All right. So again, I don't make it a habit to trade Bitcoin, but because I concentrate on gold and 30 knots. But I'm going to start concentrating more on the cryptos because I realize how many people that I interact with the NFT world are into cryptos, and that's a lot of people really care about that. So perhaps I'll start at least marking these up and looking at them. But this strategy, the strategy that I use, works for every pair. It works for all time frames. I've told you guys this a million times. We find our Fibonacci's on the bigger side, right? In this case, it's a bullish market, so we're finding our bull fibs. This is then all internal structure. We wait for it to get down to our area where we want to buy it, but that doesn't mean we can't play this in between, right? Now, do I want to get caught up on the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart in these areas? No, I don't care about these areas all through here. I don't need to mess with that, right? I'd rather stick to these areas up top. All right, let me get rid of all this stuff and let me explain this. All right. So look, little knowledge. All right, double top, right? Equal highs. That is now a target to get taken out. Bingo, right there. Equal lows, target, right? What happens? It gets taken out. Okay. So we need to look at the higher time frames and see where we have equal lows, and then we need to figure out how to get into the market to take them out. All right. So that's the game that I want to play. I don't want to play the consolidations scalper internal. This is where people's money gets taken. All right. If you don't if you learn anything from me, know that this is where money gets taken. All right. So why are we messing around in any of these areas? Let's play at the top and let's play at the bottom. Right? We can wait for however many days this is for the market to give us the opportunity so that when we get down here to the bottom, we make intelligent decisions to take this now from here all the way back up to there. And we just let all this shit in between play out. All right. So let me clean this chart up. Let me explain why I think the entry is coming. Well, if we didn't catch the super sniper entry, which we didn't just because I wasn't paying attention, um, but look what we do have. We do have now a rejection of the Fibonacci extension. We have a wick below and close above with 88.6. I think it was on the 4 hour. Yeah, you see that? Wick below, close below it, above it. That means it's respecting the 88.6. Come back to the 1 hour. All right, let's zoom in here. So now what do I see? I see there's a change of character. I see this is a consolidation, aka order block, right there. They got broken. Okay. I don't know where the top is going to be, but just for now, we're going to assume that the top is right there. Okay. If the top is currently right there, then look at where the 78, 88.6 is for my buy zone. That happens to be the 88.6 on the much higher time frame. All right. And there's a wick below this whole consolidation order block. And this wick here, which is the kissing candle, right? That is liquidity for me. I want to see this market take these two wicks out before it buys back up. So I don't enter at liquidity. I don't enter above liquidity. I enter when liquidity has already been taken out. Okay. So for me, oh, look at this perfect, pretty little sell candle sitting right there. Right there. So wouldn't it be smart for us then to target A, the 88.6 Fibonacci, which we already said, and the internal time frames is probably going to be right around the 78.6. Again, this 78.6 is going to move depending on where the high is because the it's not set yet, but we'll be close, right? And now we have this sell candle sitting there, and liquidity has already been taken out, right? So if you really wanted to break that down, look at how this whole area here, back and forth, and now you have this last sell candle sitting right there that has not been touched. Virgin sell candle. All right. That is what I was showing you on the 1 hour, that little doji candle in the middle. So when I say virgin, it's because all of these other candles, let's look at sell candle. Okay, now we have a buy, come back down. So these sell candles don't matter anymore because this is choppy, it's come back through here. Well, look at these sell candles. It bought back up, and then this sell candle came back in and got 50% of that sell candle, letting whoever is selling here get out of their trades. Push back up again, it came back down, negating this sell candle. So these sells down are negating whoever was continuously to short here. And then what? And then it broke this structure. It broke here, and it broke off again, pushing down, letting anyone else who was in sells here get out of the trades and left these two sell candles, particularly this sell candle, because this one that came down did not touch it. That sell candle, that wick is not touching it. This one is not touching it. This one, however, is touching it. All right. So this sell candle then negates this. But maybe there's some dumb people. There's, maybe not everyone got out of their cells and broke even on this candle. So I'm hoping that this candle and this little area here is leftover liquidity. All right. So therefore, when I come back out to the 1 hour time frame, I see that candle, that doji. I see that doji right there. Okay. So then what I'm going to do then is I say, okay, doji. And of course, somebody's texting me right in the middle of this. Look at that 50% of that doji is literally within just a few cents of my 88.6, right? Which is also pretty damn close to my 78.6 on the internal structure. See who this is fucking texting me. Okay. So that is my area. 65,000, let's say 472, 65,000, 443. I mean, it's right there, 65,000 and a half. 65,500. I mean, 65,500 is a hell of a psychological level. And that's pretty much right where my 88.6 is. 65,500. Actually, yeah, 65,500 right there on the 88.6. So in that general area, anywhere from like 65, you know, let's just, whatever in this area is where I'm going to be looking to buy. Now, what I'm waiting for then is for this to come back down, obviously, and even it might even give us a little Elliott wave back down, right? A little three push down right here. Okay. And then again, if we want to snipe this entry, we can always Fibbo, sorry, too much stuff here. We can Fibbo whatever that second leg is and look for the TPs, and that will mark us for our exact entry on that. And we should also use the RSI, make sure the RSI is oversold. So for now, I'm just going to call out 65,500, right? Right there, 6,500. And my stop loss will be below this, 64,882. All right. And then now let's just zoom back out. If it breaks that, all right, if it breaks this low, which it could do, but if it breaks that low and hits our stop loss, let's look. Our stop loss then for this little trade is right there. We're kind of cutting it kind of close. But if you also look, our stop loss would be right here at the bottom. If you see over here, that's basically that wick. So it may be prudent of us to play the bigger time frame and put our stop loss down there. So we can play this. I mean, it would be smarter to do that, right? It would be smarter to do that, and it would be smarter to try to take this TP all the way back up to here. So let's do that. Let's play on the safe side, and let's do 63 900-ish area, 930-ish area, 950-ish area for the stop loss, right? Where's the TP then? Well, let's look. See how these two tops are the same here? That's money. Money is sitting there. That's liquidity. All right. Then after that, we also have a nice fair value gap up in this area with these two kissing candles here. So really what I'd like to do is target that area right there, right? That's probably also 50% of this last order block. Literally exactly. You can't make this shit up. This stuff just makes sense, man. 50% of the order block, which is the top and bottom of this little consolidation area. Look at these bot candles, the bottom of the wick, the top of the wick. 50% is dead nuts on that kissing candle right there. All right, so there's where my TP needs to be. Clear out this liquidity here, target that. All right, so we can delete. Well, not, I know that's overall, right? So we also see that I do have a sell zone sitting inside here because again, this stuff moves in waves. So if we do catch, this buy down here, there's a possibility that's going to do one of these up into this zone and then Elliott wave back down and then back up. But again, we should be able to miss all of this crap like it's doing here as long as we get in down at the proper spot. We wait for it to come up, we take some profit, and we hold this at the bottom, right? And if it comes back down and gives us another entry, then we buy again, and we take our profit. But we don't want to get caught up in here. We want to take the good trade and let it just do its business. If it does all this in the in between, it is what it is. Just let it happen, okay? But the best entry was right there. We missed it. Let's see if we can catch a retest on it down in this area. We'll have our stop loss well below this wick. So if it wants to take it out, if this hits our stop loss, then it's gone, right? If this hits our stop loss, then we are coming all the way back down here to the 60,000 range. So it's worth us to take the risk now. It's what they would consider a PONR, point of no return. If we take it here, then we should be good to go as far as risk is concerned. And this is what you got to do with trading. You got to take the best entries, and this is the best entry. We might lose, but at least you're putting yourself at a good spot. The stop loss isn't that big, and if it loses, then we're way off, and we got to wait till it goes way down here. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. So for now, let's just call it out here, 65, 500 area. We can maybe tighten that up when we get there, but I want to keep the stop loss well clear just in case. And if it does come off and breaks, then we can immediately start to move the stop loss up, and immediately reduce our risk. Okay. Let's look at Solana. Solana, we called out the buy. Well, let's just go back to the daily and just show where we're at, right? So this is my bottom and my top, my Fibonacci's with the two red arrows. And the reason I did that, as you can see, my orange spots is where I have the 236, where it's respecting here. The 382 is obviously respecting. Let's just do this. It's obviously respecting here. It's obviously got the wick, respect, all this respect here, here. That's 382. Look at this, the 50 consolidation closing above, closed above, closed below, come up, and then when it did break, it came right back to the next fib zone, and then came right back down the next fib zone, right? So it blew right through the 50, but then it respects the 61.8 on either side. Okay, and so the same thing here. It got caught at the 38.2, comes down to the 50, and then comes all the way up to the 236, peaks above it. I get it, but it comes right back down below shortly thereafter, and then bounces between the 236 and 382. So I mean, this fib where it's at, this bottom, this top is being respected. All right. This is currently our swing marker because all this liquidity has been taken out by this wick here, and that kind of set our trend line is where we're playing now, right? So on the daily, I just wanted to show you guys that so you know where we're at in the cycle. We've already hit the bottom. We have not set a new higher high, but we do see that there's liquidity in these wicks and this wick here that we need to target. So I think at least that this would need to come back up, clear this out. If it does not set a new higher high, it needs to at least come up here and then stall back up and then go down. So I'm comfortable catching this, hopefully catching this up actually for a new higher high, but we'll see when we get there, right? Let's come down to a little smaller time frame. Okay. Now the internal moves, again, how did we catch this super sniper entry? Well, let's look at the fibs. On the sell, Elliott wave, wave number one, look at the 61.8 is 139.70 cents. All right. The second wave be from this top to there. Actually, maybe it's this top to right there. The 236 is at 140.56. We're less than $1 away between the 236 and the 61.8 on the first and second leg. We also had a nice lower bottom here, right, which we're also respecting an equal low off of. That's 137. So it did not break that, which is good to go for us. So we had the waves right on the sell side. TPs are lining up, and look at what we had, divergence, right? Price is getting lower as the RSI is getting weaker. So if you come up to, is it, where did I draw that divergence? The 1 hour, look, one, two, three drives down, one, two, three drives on the RSI, clearly marking divergence. And we took the risk because if it broke here and it broke this trend line, it's gone. Come back out, let's say the 8 hour, right? If it broke here, then it's coming all the way down to here to the 118 range. So I mean, it's if it breaks, it's gone. So we're willing to take that point of no return type of trade. Okay. Now look, it's already now broken, and this is, don't worry about swaps. This is where now we had liquidity above here. It has broken that order block and taken that out. Okay. That's what we wanted to see. That's why we put our TP1 right there because we didn't know if it's going to get stalled right here. You see how it's stalling and come back down south to give us a double bottom, or we lose the trade. So we took that profit from 140 to 140, 149, $9 per sold. We took that profit and put it in the bank. I left half of the trade open to continue to run, right? So we're still in this trade. All right. Where is the rest of the liquidity? Well, I see all these wicks and I see this zone up here. So what I expect to happen now is the market is probably going to need more liquidity, right? First push down, second push. I'd like to see these double bottoms here get broken. All right. I mean, honestly, if it just went to all times highs from here, I'd be fucking stoked. Obviously, I'm in a trade. I got half my position open. But realistically, we're going to fib from the bottom to the top. Now, I understand this top might move. We don't know where it's at, but for now, it's right there. And this is giving us our buy zone, okay? Buy zone right below the liquidity, which is exactly what we want. We want this swing marker to hold, right? We do not want this to get broken because, again, if this gets broken, it's adios amigos, it's gone, right? So this is still a point of no return. We're just playing the second leg. So hopefully this is the top. We're going to wait for this to come all the way back down to here, take out this liquidity, and we're going to buy in this area, right? Around the 142 to the 140-ish area. Okay, we're going to get back in. Well, I'm going to. As long as this RSI is in being oversold, when it gets down here, which I'm expecting it to be, we can now take a second entry. Okay, what you could do then is leverage the profit that you've already made from this first entry. Let's just say that you made $200 right there. Okay. Now, what you could do is you could say, okay, well, I'm willing to risk, and this second entry is going to be $200 worth of risk. So if all goes wrong, you break even, right? All goes wrong, or maybe you risk $100 here. All goes wrong, you still bank $100. Okay. All goes right, you still have your original position in, and now you have another position in banking more money. Okay. So we can leverage the money that we've already put in the bank for this second position. Now, what you don't want to do is make this worth $300, right? Like if you put 200 bucks in the bank off this first move, don't make this one worth 300 because if you lose, then you're down 100 bucks. So either make this second position a break even off this first profit or half of what this is, then you'll have half position running here and you'll have a half position running here for the same as a full position. You're protected. You're going to put money in the bank no matter what, and hopefully it works out and you double up. Okay. So that's what I expect on Solana. It's the exact same thing pretty much as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is breaking above. I don't know what happened there. Bitcoin is breaking above. Let's see it retrace, get us into our area, and we'll buy back up. Solana is doing the same thing, right? Look at where liquidity is on top. We want to see this liquidity get taken out. Now, I do realize that I put sell zone here based off the fibs, right? So maybe that's our TP, that's our TP1, TP2, and this would be, and for this guy, it would be our TP1 there, right? There is a Fibonacci on the sell side, there to there, and guess what? 78, 88.6 is right there. All right, this is also the order block here that led to this big sell-off. And when I mean order block, I mean look at the consolidation of candles and then it sells off. So this is the bottom of that order block. Let me zoom in so you guys can see a little better. This is the bottom of the order block, which is right close to the 78.6. So perhaps this market is going to turn around in this area. Now, if it does turn around, I'm not saying it's going to break these lows down here at 140 that we bought at, but it could retrace all the way back down here somewhere. So in which case we want to do is we want to take some profit off the table. And if it does come all the way back down here, maybe it'll give us another buying opportunity or it breaks us even. We don't know. But we'll leave these positions open. We'll take profit, but leave some of them open in case it just wants to keep on running and blow straight through these guys. All right. The only time I would suggest if we were in this trade, so I'm not closing this runner on this trade for this entry down here until we hit all-time highs, right? So if we step out, right, I'm not closing this trade here until we come and at least clear. I'll trail my stop loss, put it that way, right? And so really we want to see this come all the way back up to the 200 plus, to the 240 area, right? So we got to let that runner run, and hopefully that is the bottom and it's not even going to come back. It's just going to run for the next 4 or 5, 6 months and eat up some profit for us. And so, not only am I trading this margin, that's why I put swap here. I swapped a bunch of other tokens that I had and put into Solana right there. I a little late on unstaking some other tokens, whatever, coins. And then, yeah, so you get the idea. That's why I put swap here, swapped out some other stuff. So there it is. There is the Solana trade. All right. Let's go over US 30 real quick. We spent a lot of time on that crypto stuff because I know I have some newer crypto people in here watching these videos. Okay. So daily US 30 real quick. Swing bottom, swing top, leaving us a good double top to get taken out. Okay. Not a higher high, a double push, giving us a good low and pushing out though, right? So we see now that we have a buy zone right here below us. Okay. Making me cautious. All right. So let's come to the 2 hour. So now what happens? I'm in sales from up here. I'm in sales from here on one account. I'm in sales from the other account up here off of this order block. We talked about that last week. So what's happening now? We have broken the trend. Okay. You see that trend line? We have broken that trend line to the south right there. It retraced, kind of retested this trend line on this side, and now is breaking down. So there is an argument to be made if you want to be sketchy, sell right now. I'm not doing that because I'm still in sells. But actually, I would say now. I would say call that out. I would sell now. Matter of fact, let's just say that right now. I would sell now 38,500. Let's just put that out here for my peoples. So it's on record, right? It's on record. Let me go to the Discord. You can sell US 30 now. Okay. So now it's out there. I'm calling it at 38,524. 38,524. TP then I'm going to say is 38,123. TP 38,123. There it is. Okay. Should I take this trade? Yes, I probably should. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm taking this trade. What account do I want to take the trade on? We'll take it on this trade because I am already in a US 30 sell, right? Yes, I am. I am in profit on that. We are going to go at a much smaller lot size just because. And I'm going to hit sell now. All right, I'm in. Let's look at my stop loss. I'm going to move the stop loss up. 38,684. That can't be right. Yeah, we've got to go to a much larger lot size than that. Sorry about this. This is why. Okay, let me close this trade out there. Close that trade out. Let's go to new order. I want my stop loss to be right above these two. Man, that's kind of fucking sketchy, but I kind of just want it to melt from here. So I don't want to give it much of a stop loss in case I'm wrong. 38,666. I do not like that fucking number. 38,678. 38,678. Let's use that. 38,678 is my stop loss. Now I can dial in my risk. I'm only going to risk a 1/4%. I'm not going big on this one because it's a fucking sketch entry. I don't even say sketch. It's just like late and it's not normal my style. And then I'm going to go, let's just go right here for the TP. 38,224. 38,224, which is 0.5%. All right, guys, it's a 0.5%. Not a big deal. We're just jumping back in this trade. So um, here it is right here. Bingo, TP, or somewhere in here, whatever. And should we stop loss right in there and TP right there? All right, let's just catch this. Let's see if we can catch this 250 points. All right, there it is. Okay, so the reason why I'm taking this trade. Well, let's just before I get there, let's just look at this, okay? We're in sales here. I want to see this come down to the sell zone and hit this order block. And I think that's what it's doing. It's broken the trend line. It's given us one push. It's given us two push. And that's all. So I'm waiting for this to come down. So again, if we're using our fibs on the sell side, look, our 236 extensions are right at the 78.6. Okay. So there it is. There's my sell. We're going all the way down to here. Now let's look at this on the daily because this is Andy Peters, not me. All right. Give him the credit for this one. Break zone. Break zone up, which also counts as break zone down technically. Now look, the zone that he was saying, and I absolutely agree with, and I just messed that up, didn't I? Give me the arrow. Is look at how this is support, resistance, support, 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 support. Okay. But look at how it hasn't been able to break it. Wick above, wick above. Look at these wicks down, above, 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 above. It has not been able to break this zone. So maybe you're saying, Nick, well, you're fucking retarded. Why are you selling? Well, I think it's time for it to break the zone. To be honest with you, it's breaking the zone now, and I risk very little with a small stop loss. So let's see this break the zone to get into our buy area. Now, check this out. This is what I stole from Q Banks years ago. So shout out to Q Banks, and he showed me this on one of his YouTubes. Go to your line, right? Go to your line chart, and he calls them ups and downs. Is what I call them. Look how this down, down, down almost meets this down, meets this up, meets this up, meets the down, right? You see how this line in this area meets the up and downs. That up meets perfectly with these downs. This is what I'm saying with the structure. That down meets perfectly with that up. So when you do that, it helps you pick out where your support resistance areas are. So that's the area that Andy called out. I see it rejecting this area, finally breaking through. So I took the sell. And if we come back down and look at the chart as we are now, there it is. It is selling off. That's why I wanted to take it there. I see it holding this trend line that I drew on the top, right? There, holding that trend line. And hopefully it sells down to give us to where our buy area is over here. All right. And again, fib bottom to top. I see this liquidity, all this liquidity in this area here. I want to see all that get taken, swoop, come down, hit this order block there, and then buy back up. Ultimately, 30s and bulls. Let's see it bull up for us. Okay. What else have I done today? Today's been a busy trading day for me already. I took a sell on NASDAQ. Look at this big move. All right. Look at this big move. Retrace 236, broke back out. 61.8 is sitting right there. So I took a sell right there. I don't know why I put, the orange line is right at the 61.8. Super small stop loss. Again, this isn't one of those crazy trades as far as stop loss is concerned, but I really want to come all the way down to here. So if it comes all the way back down to this area before it broke out, then dude, we're looking at a 9.5 to 1 trade. So I'm willing to risk a 0.5% here for 4% there, whatever the math is on that. A lot, right? So there's my NASDAQ trade done. Gold, take us 2 seconds to do this as well. I'm in gold sells. So again, I see gold making one push, making two push. It hasn't made a third push yet. I was hoping gold would come all the way back up to here, but if we come into the internal time structures, I don't know if it's going to get there. But what I do see now on this sell is it is setting up liquidity here, here, and here. This was the that was the order block that I had here, which also this is the order block here. So it's rejecting it. I'm playing that rejection, right? To see if we can come down and take out, because we broke the trend line. It's just following the trend line back up. But now that it's in the order block on the top side, I'm hoping it's going to come back down and at least eat up all this stuff and eat up this area here and come down. Let's just delete all this. Come down to find this as a bottom and even perhaps take out this liquidity and find this red line, right? Find this area down here. All right. None of these trades on the sell side have found their TP. So on this original one that sells off to here, the 236 got touched there. The second leg has not hit TP down here. All right. So I really want to come down here, hit this TP and perhaps a 61.8, clearing out all this liquidity. We'll start to look for buys down here somewhere. I just think we're still selling off for now. I realize that this is a very, very, very bullish market considering all the world's happenings, and this is a sketchy trade. So, but again, you have to be able to risk it sometimes. And I like the fact that it rejected it several times, and now it's starting to show that the bears are here. And look at all this area down here, what I call green grass and glory. Shout out to Coach Sandoval, my 8th grade football coach. But I see all this green grass and glory down here. It needs to eat back up. That will give us plenty of time to protect and perhaps take some profit before it hits these candles here, and we'll let the rest go. So we're in a sell there. All right, guys, that's it. That's 2 cryptos. That's the big boys, Goldie, Nas, and 30. Fucking, that's a lot of information we just covered. You guys have anything, please hit me up and let me know in the chats if y'all have any questions. And that's it. Again, this is just training. Shout out to My Flash Funding, Bored Apes, Bit Dogs. Check me out on Twitter, the whole 9 yards. There's a link in the description to my dot card. It has all my socials. Please do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and help me out, guys. Have a good night. Let's go to the Zoom and let's hit this. Zoom is always kind of crazy. Go here and go here. Stop share. There it is. It just pops up randomly over there. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good night.